This episode of the Slander podcast is brought to you by my need to continue a straightforward narrative that keeps me thinking laterally, which will eventually either drive me insane or I'll be man enough to hold on to maintain my sanity until my death. Best case scenario. So on that uplifting note, we're back again, and this is our first one since our trip to Jersey. I figured this is the weirdest fucking way I could start this thing, and I was like, I'm going to go into a weird little spiel.
You kind of made me thought about doing cutting. That's what it made me think of. I don't know. I'd really, in all honesty, I'd never considered the hobby before. If you're going to consider cutting a hobby.
But now I have this strong urge to put on 9 Inch Nails, a downward spiral, and get a razor blade.
I
just can't fucking help it.
You know, let's twig out on our brains.
Just twig out.
Twig out, twiggy.
So much twattery afoot.
There's just so much twatting going on around here. Oh my god, the twats are everywhere.
So, like I said, this is our first one since...
Now that the twat's out of the bag.
This one's the first one since we were back from Jersey. We had a blessed, awesome talk.
Oh my god, thank you guys so much.
Yeah, thanks, guys. That was a lot of fun.
Too much, maybe, but thank you.
Too much, maybe. Who gives a shit?
If I owe you an apology, there you got it. Yeah. I don't know if I do, but if I do, now you got one.
I just cover all my bases here, man.
If your bathroom was covered in my urine and shit was all crazy everywhere and I left shit else is true, fuck it. I'm sorry, guys. We had so much fun. That's all I wanted. Oh my god, so much fun.
Hell yeah.
So much fucking fun. And you guys were so cool. Andrew, let's see, Craig, Andrew, of course Rick, of course Sarah. Of course, I know we're gonna forget people,
saw that
but
photo.
we met so many fuckers. I ended up friending so many people the next day because it was like, dude, what a cool crew, you know?
It was a good drive.
Awesome Talk has the best fucking crew, man. Those guys really are a bunch of fun fuckers to be around. I have questions that need to be answered. Let's just leave it that way. I need to have some. It was a fun time. It was a fun time.
Okay, well, at least this fucker's running smooth. Hey, I'm noticing our equipment. I don't want to jinx it. Yeah, as you people can tell, it always clicks and spikes on us. Something I'm always watching out for. But we've been thinking about everything underneath the sun. It's been a weird week. A lot got done. A lot going on. But, I was just looking at shit the other day, and I saw... Did you hear about the Stephen Colbert thing, Brad?
Which one? I like all that shit.
The Stephen Colbert... Oh, no. There's Stephen Colbert, show, Twitter account, and it's not done by him, but it's done by Comedy Central and stuff.
Okay.
And in context, he made a joke about Oriental people and stuff, but it was mimicking... Fuck, what the hell was it? It was mimicking something else that was going on.
Well, because right now, if I'm not mistaken,
he's under a lot of scrutiny.
No, well, if I'm not mistaken, you're talking about the Chinese.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
They lost a satellite.
Oh no!
It's not that story.
No.
Okay.
No.
Right.
Colbert pissed off a bunch of people.
Well, I know, but was that why? Because he was talking about that story.
No. It's because they were blaming. There was it's the fucking thing I made fun of the other day when we read the thing on the Redskins owner fucking helping Indians, and he goes then he made a joke equating that he was going to help Orientals.
That's awesome.
But when taken out of context, it looks racist. Now everybody's calling him a racist and shit.
Of course, because everybody's.
Oh my god, people!
Twats,
really?
People being twats. That's all.
Yeah, now there's big support going around cancel Colbert and shit.
No, I got my book signed by Colbert. Put it that way, and that was an honor. He is such a funny motherfucker. He and of course Jon Stewart are just a comedy news parody, whatever you want to call it, satire, genius. I mean, I always laugh at those shows. They're just so good.
Yeah, they are.
And they're tongue in cheek. You know what I mean? They're poking fun at serious shit, which is kind of better to laugh than cry your fucking eyes out, because the world's fucked in so many ways that we can't count on our fingers and toes.
Well, I look at those shows.
Well, we got more solutions coming than answers.
I look at those two
we
shows.
Have more solutions than problems.
I look at those two shows as my ability to at least somehow, without wanting to throw up, look at what's going on in mainstream news. and all that good stuff because I just can't fucking turn on CNN or Fox or MSNBC. I just can't watch any of that shit. It's
Right.
just, I mean, the only thing I'll watch is like Abby Martin, and that's like on YouTube. So again, I'm bypassing all that shit. I just can't do it. So, you know, it's nice when Jon Stewart or Colbert can get on there and just rip everything apart, and I get it, and it's funny, and it'll be never ending. And that kind of depresses me in a way, too, because, like, their job, while as cool as it is, and they're, like, as good as they are at it,
Yeah.
the fact that they have to exist because such a fucked up, obviously hypocritical system exists
Right.
is depressing in itself.
Yeah, it's true. That's why I think both of us love like that "Every Time I Die" song. You know, clawing at the glass, and we talked about it. You know, the rat chasing its tail.
It's organ grinder.
It's and it's like. Unfortunately, even when you know the truth and you're out there waving this giant red flag, you're trying to poke some fun at it. You're still sadly a part of it because you've got advertising and you've got corporations, and it becomes a very sticky thing to be an entertainer.
Well, global
I think.
society has just
A
become
good-
nothing
I'm
more
sorry.
than one more big
But I
sociological
would
fucking
consider it-
experiment. So.
Yeah, I'm
And
sorry.
it's
but-
grotesque.
yeah, that's
And like
probably the point.
nobody is talking about it in that degree. No, let's frame everything in nice little petitions and activist-oriented fucking behavior, and nothing will ever change because it's not all one cohesive story. And that's what I led in with, talking about thinking laterally. When I mean thinking laterally, what it means is you continuously take in new information to to expand the context in which you can define the story that you're trying to fucking navigate currently, while new things are occurring and you're trying to assess previous shit at the same time and be focused in the moment. Like, if the cognitive like madness of like what it is to perceive history, reality, and like
Yeah.
everything in itself is a mind fucking like you know,
I think that's why-
nobody's approaching it from that angle though in a real severe way, except for certain people I've seen talk publicly. But even they're a little flawed because they still lean towards activist tendencies because it's really the only fucking outlet you
Right,
have, which
right.
is again depressing.
Right. My thing was the band thing, because for me, the power of a microphone in my hand and a big ass loud band behind me gave me that, like, made me feel empowered, like I could possibly make a difference in some of this shit that pisses me off.
Oh yeah, music speaks to people where
So,
words
even-
would fail.
But the point I want to get at is, whether I succeed or fail at said thing, it's the act of doing it that's keeping my sanity in check. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why, like, people should feel motivated to do things. When we say, like, be motivated to do the right things, we don't mean like maybe right, quote unquote, but the you know, those like I said with my band. Yes, I'm angry about the world. There's so many things about life in general that get me kind of upset and pissed off. It's dramatic. It seems kind of childish to me, and it's adults doing it mostly.
Yeah.
And I see that, and I'm only a 38-year-old man, and I'm bearing witness to adults older than myself acting as though they're children, spoiled little children, and I just start to think to myself, well, fuck it, you know, I'm gonna have to hope that this next generation has the fucking brains and the technology to somehow get this world united in a way that we're not gonna fucking self-destruct.
Well, when I'm looking at all of it,
Because I don't know, we could self-destruct our fucking shit. Let's not kid ourselves.
Yeah.
We
Well,
already got nuclear reactors going off. I'm sorry, I'll let you go.
it's okay.
Knuckle you in.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yep.
No, I'm saying is I keep coming back to this really gross thought. All war, conflict, and division of countries and stuff. You know, it's all killing people over stuff, whether it be
course.
oil resources, land,
Right.
dirt, whatever.
Just
But the
stuff.
thing is like there was a time in humanity's history when that was necessary because we were structuring things. But societies and the arbitrary lines that are currently on the map have been around for such a period of time now that it's become a contrived thing and a show and an illusion. Like, war itself isn't actually war. Like, it's not two countries really fighting anymore. It's whatever country fucked up and backed out of like the global economical fucking narrative. Oh, you're not going to use the U.S. dollar as your currency in oil trade? You need some freedom. That kind of stuff.
I could be way off base, but if I think I hear you correctly, oh fuck! Don't let me lose my point. If I think I hear you correctly, you're saying that war doesn't exactly stand for what it used to stand for necessarily. Of course, everything everything evolves. We know that things evolve over time. But from a really deep philosophical point of view, the reason why human beings battle each other has developed gnarly in such a gnarly way over the
sociopaths run the world.
Right, exactly.
Psychopaths
run our world.
Yeah, the sociopaths or psychopaths.
Rich,
one of the take your fucking pick, but they're running the world.
Wealthy psychopathic people run the world. That's a sad, sickening thing.
Megalomaniac fuckers.
Yeah, really twisted fucks that could give a shit about you. They want their islands and their stuff.
Look
and their
at
boats
us being all positive.
You know,
be scared, buy food, get a shotgun, go to Walmart.
Hey, listen.
Revert to your redneck ways, live off the land, fuck society.
No, enjoy your life. Find things that you find interesting while you can, because all I'm saying is this thing we're on right now, this trip, this American life, whatever I'm living as my Bradford Baker self, this American ride, it feels like it's getting pretty gnarly. The trip's starting to take some pretty fucking twisted turns. I'm turning that 40 turn, and I'm looking at it going, alright, look it, this motherfucker's either gonna spin into a fucking 360 that's gonna go out of fucking control, or it's gonna reverse itself, and some people are gonna get their old ass heads out of their old assholes, and they're gonna be like, wow, what the fuck are we fighting for?
No, but really what it comes down to in the maddening part is, like, you could think about all these idealistic, big fucking picture things, but then what really fucking keeps you up at night is the stuff that comes right down to the micro, to the you, and then your relationship to it.
Yep.
And then is there a sense of futility? What do you do? Yada, yada, yada. And I don't know the answer to that, because I'm fucking dealing with it myself. Why the fuck you think I turn a microphone on and start doing a podcast? I'm looking at this, like, scratching my head, like it's like an equation I can't fucking solve. It's like somebody who's just been looking at it and you're fucking like crazy hair, wide-eyed, fucking shaking on coffee, looking at it like, what the?
Bro.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear, man. I do. I feel like that 38-year-old baboon scratching his head going, what is going on? Why are retards running things? I do not understand. I'm not even that smart.
Call me weird.
I'm kind of dumb myself, I would say.
Yeah, that's what scares me, is I think I'm dumb.
Yeah.
And
there's a lot of smarter people out there. Why aren't they running shit?
Yeah.
Making better choices to use our sun for energy because it's a giant nuclear reactor in the sky. I mean, for all intents and purposes, I know that's not scientifically, like, correct all the way, but...
Do you think there are scientists that are so highly intelligent that they've just, like, rationalized not, like, putting forth an opinion and, like, being that public figure to, like, because they just know to fall in line? Like,
what's that? Say it again. I missed
like,
it, brother. I'm sorry.
Like, there's scientists out there that are so intelligent that they've rationalized just not stepping out, like, philosophically to talk about putting shit in context. I mean, Neil deGrasse Tyson has done it in a mainstream way, and don't get me wrong, I love that guy, and I love listening to some of his beautiful quotes about the universe because they're very fucking vivid.
Yeah.
But he could do more.
Okay.
He could say more. He'd take more of a staunch fucking... And yes, there are people like Bill and I are going to debate Christians. Oh, this stuff's gravy.
Yeah.
But again, we're adhering to, like, the game. We're adhering to, like, the sociological dynamic that we consider society is fundamentally working on any level.
Mm-hmm.
That at like baseline, we should condone and try to fix the problem within the system's own, like,
right.
You're trying to solve it through the system that is the problem itself.
Yeah.
So are you ever going to get anywhere but back to fucking square one, or throwing band-aids on it, or creating weird side mutations which just further the perpetuation of this corrupted, fucked up system? So as much good as someone like Neil deGrasse Tyson may do, or Bill Nye might do,
I know.
they're just actually perpetuating a system that is the thing that's detrimental to the kind of shit they're talking about.
Right. No, hear me out, bro. I think perhaps, sadly, that, like, if you look back through what history we do have documented, you'll see it is like this cyclical thing that's happened. You know, they talk about history on such a level now that we've gotten the technology to do, you know, really ancient research, and now we're getting to the point where we're finding things about the Vatican and other things, about documents that have been withheld and are now, you know, who knows if it's bullshit or not, but still, something's fucky. There's things that are hidden. There's secrets from people kept. there's a whole nother side to the story. And
that we don't
it's,
know.
And it's
that
obvious,
we don't know.
But even to a monkey mind like myself, it seems kind of fucked up that even to me, it's so obvious that there is a secret. It's trying to be kept. But when you start talking like that, people start wanting to be like, yo, you're being paranoid, bro. Stop being paranoid.
Because like,
and I'm like, yo, I'm not being fucking paranoid, bro. I took history classes in college.
Even the people who consider themselves outside the box thinkers, and they're leaning towards not trusting what they've been told, will eventually still hit that glass ceiling and not realize they're falling victim to that too, by assuming that any kind of narrative that they're coming up with is correct. Because like, I understand that whatever the fuck comes out of my mouth is probably flawed because I'm missing a huge chunk of the fucking information of what's actually gone on and what our past is in the context of the story. That makes a big fucking difference. And like going to the fucking macro and telling the story.
Right.
I can only go so far with what the hell's available to me.
Of course.
Or in my ability to take it in and fucking process and put it back out there. And that's not something you get paid for. That you're not encouraged to do that in life. That's something that I'm just putting hours into. And is it worth it? Is it like, and you get into that philosophical existential debate. Oh, then it's pointless, and then why the fuck should you do it? Because you're not a fucking coward. Because you know that it needs to be done, that somebody needs to fucking do it. You know what I mean? Not even that, just a sense of you can hang your hat on that and go, well, at least I was like looking at life and aware of it and present and made decisions and had some sort of weird subverted impact, whatever the fucking weird observation you come up with on your assessment of what the hell life is. Yeah.
Hey, man.
Sorry, I'm getting angry.
No, I love it. But hey, man, listen. You know how, because I'm older, I get unfocused quicker than you. Your neurons fire far faster than my old ones.
I'm manic as fuck.
Oh, and I'm not. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know, but like I'm just
Jesus Christ.
bad.
Anyway, I think. Fuck. Oh wait. Point, please. Point me in the direction
my
we were
neuron
talking
just
about.
fire faster.
No, before that, your rant was about.
Oh man, it's like it comes and goes with me.
I know.
I don't even know where it comes from, people.
Oh shit!
It's like I tap into something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's the same thing when I write my fucking college papers.
And then
I free write.
It. Yeah, I want to reply so bad, but then I'm like, fuck, where was it? I had it. Oh shit! I forgot where we were even going. It was like, it's so gnarly. The truth is gnarly.
Adverse side effects to lifestyle
complexity. Complexity.
Cryptic way of saying things.
Yeah, exactly. And I may have some fucking philosophically intelligent reply, but it's so much input that it's like almost for me when we get on these rants and chats that. There's so much to digest because
we're in the age of holy fuck. There's a tidal wave of information coming at me.
Yes, exactly. And that's how
it can be a daunting fucking thing. Yes.
That's how I feel.
Does not mean you should shy away from it, though.
Yeah, no, it's wonderful.
You have to
in fact, I embrace
step
it
into
now
that
more than
fucking.
ever.
Yeah,
I have to
open your arms to the swarm, so to speak.
Yeah, you've heard me bitch about checking my Facebook page, for instance. Like that's something some old person would do. You're like, oh, I better check my fucking Facebook page. But the thing is, it's not that I don't like to connect with people, because I do. It's just that, it's like...
It's a very fast way to lose faith in humanity.
Things are having, from my perspective, things have happened so fast since the Atari that my eyeballs in the back of my tripped out head are going,
I was a kid that was there with it, since I was little, I had an original Nintendo controller in my hand and watched the spawn of technology just fucking boom as I grew up.
Mario
I went from no computers to computers, from no cell phones to cell phones, no internet to from dial-up internet to broadband to what the fuck the internet is now. You know what I mean? I never saw this coming. It just kept fucking evolving, and it's going faster and faster. We're actually watching an evolution of something that is transcending all this shit. And people always talk about what's human evolution going to be? Evolution is now beyond us. We fucking shoved that force out externally, and we created something crazy because it wouldn't exist without us. Yeah. We were necessary for this process. Mm-hmm. Now the big question, I think, becomes: are we necessary any longer? Will this new thing be the thing versus us? You know what I mean?
Right.
Will we become obsolete? I mean, we fucked Neanderthals out of existence.
Yeah.
Is technology gonna merge with us and fuck us out of existence?
Right.
Yes.
I can follow you down that rabbit hole, sir.
That's where we're really going. That's
see.
the future of the country. Not what the fuck gas prices are going to be in 5 years and what the credit rating system is. You fucking jag-offs. You know what I mean? Like, there's some shit coming that is insanity. And no, you want to fucking, worry about civil disobedience issues and financial system and oh my fucking god. It's just like, I get it. All those things that I just listed off, yes, they are all fucked up. But yeah, you gotta put this other shit into context too. Because there's amazing things like what happens when you have the ability to compute information at an insane rate. Or like just cross-reference shit because you're connected to the internet biologically. It's what happens when you're interfaced with all the fucking information you would need at your fingertips. You don't need to contain it all in your brain anymore. You've externalized it. Your phone and your personal computers and tablets are already extensions of that as it is.
Yeah.
They hold the information that you need to operate and get through your daily life that you couldn't possibly memorize all of it on your own.
Yeah. Well, hey, that buddy of ours that stopped by and we chatted with earlier today, we got talking about these new age houses, like I say new age or whatever.
Yeah, they're going to be completely interactive.
They already are at that level where, like, when you open door, please pour beverage. You know what I mean? Like, what happens to the human body when everything is just...
I'm going to be able to walk into a room and look at a wall and be like, all right, pull up today's forecast. Show me what it's like outside downtown right now. Right. All right, give me this, the statistics on this. You're going to be able to check everything. It's going to be completely interactive.
So with that being said, like, to respond to your original question about, like, the evolution of this technology and everything and so forth.
Yeah.
For my answer, for you, and it might, I don't want to sound heartless, but, well, let's see. If I'm 40, and let's perhaps say I live to be 60, just for guessing sake. If in that period of time I can get some bionic legs and some weird fucking brain-attached shit and run and skateboard and do stuff I've never done since the day I was born. We're on the verge of major
leaps forward in life extension technology and shit like that.
My answer to you is yes. As I ride around in a motorized wheelchair, being a person who obviously takes advantage of technology every day of my life, fuck yeah, I'm pro-tech, because without tech, I'd be crawling around on the ground, and I'm not trying to I'm not trying to make your show sad, because it's not sad, people. It's fucking awesome. My wheelchair's like a fucking tank, and I love it. I use it in a fucking...
Christmas.
Are you playing the violin for me?
I have no idea where that came from.
No,
it's cool. No, I've seen paraplegic fucking
if you want
dudes.
My real answer, I say yes. I've
seen dudes in wheelchairs with exoskeletons on walking.
Yes,
you know what I mean, there's Iron Man suits coming.
Yes, exactly.
We're making them fucking things, dude.
Yes, it's on the cusp. Which I'm not saying.
Life is gonna be like Gundam Wing, bro.
But I want to just end that one last point because I don't want anyone to be under the presumption that like, oh, that's like my major life goal is to walk. No, I'm sorry. I have other aspirations that I'm like working on. It's just one of those like, if I had to think about the future and being around for it as an older person, well, hell, maybe that would make me be happy to stick around, you know? Because let's face it, what 70-year-old do you like to be around longer than a half an hour before it's, my goddamn back hurts so bad. Oh, Jesus. I mean, who the fuck wants to live like that?
I'm living hard now. I'm not trying to live that fucking long.
I'm getting my shit done now.
Yeah.
I don't want to be shitting my pants sitting somewhere in an old folks home, 80 years old.
Stealing my change.
You took my Werther's. Hey, that's my catheter. Come back here. Fuck you.
Who the fuck would steal a catheter?
I don't know.
Somebody with a fetish.
Listen.
Duh.
Listen. I know people that work in those homes.
I know.
People steal weird shit.
Weird
old
shit.
People steal weird shit from old people.
You gotta be a weird fucking person to working at home.
And shoved it up his ass. I know he did. I heard all about it. Oh my god, it's just nutty, you know.
I wonder how many old people get fucked.
Oh, I feel so. Oh, and they do. They're horny old fuckers. I hear. I'm not gonna name names.
Oh my god.
I hear the stories. Oh, they get up out of their wheelchairs, lift up their little gowns, and do dances and shit.
Oh my god.
Dude, could you imagine?
I'm good.
You want to get a? Yeah, maybe I'll get a mop job there just to like take in some life. You know.
I dated a girl.
Fuck it, I'll mop.
I dated a girl that worked.
Hey, Alcor, you want a mop, boy?
No, listen. I dated a girl that worked with special needs people, and She's telling me stories about you walking and then she's just compulsively jacking off. And she was like,
Oh,
like,
Cody.
It's like, I'm like, how much you make an hour? She would tell me. I'm like, yep, not fucking enough money to have that job. What? Yeah, no, I can make that and like work, like, I don't know, doing some cash register work and like talking to people and not worry about seeing some like 6-foot dude that ain't all there in the head just fucking going at it like it's all right and he don't even give a fuck that you walked in the room. Yeah,
Dude,
no,
I'm just
the other
trying
kind
to
of
do-
person. You know, those people should be paid like $30 fucking an hour just for that.
Yeah.
It's like your job.
Yeah,
That's fucked.
you know what I mean.
And if you enjoy that on some like fucking
Yeah.
sick level, even more fucked.
Because look, folks, like most people who know me personally know, like I'm one who I rarely complain about whatever my situation may or may not be. But I'm the kind of person that when I go to like the mall or whatever, rarely I go out in public because I just don't like public. That's just
The
way
home
I
lets
am.
him out. They give him
But the point
$30.
is,
He
if
gets a
I-
cookie.
Uh,
He gets a pinwheel while it's there. It's
yeah,
a great time.
But
I'm
is.
kidding.
Oh, I know. That was good. I just got that. I'm sorry. Thank you. Yo, take me to the mall, please. I want to go to the mall. Yes, that's my exact point. I'm making fun, but I'm also saying this
He gets
seriously.
a pretzel.
It's a great joke, and it is. I love it. I do a great CP, of course, because I have CP. But when I go to the mall and I see somebody who's really tangled up with CP, like, I feel like
Yeah, you
holy
definitely gotta
shit.
be like, life could be worse.
Yeah, I gotta think to myself, if that
I
guy,
could get that.
if that guy has half,
I got the balls to look you in the face and be like, I could understand.
yeah,
that.
if anybody has half the mind
Yeah.
even I do and has to live like that,
Yeah.
I'd be like, put me down.
Yeah. Wheel towards the pool.
Yeah, please drive the wheelchair towards the swimming pool ASAP.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
That
Oh,
reminds
we
me.
are so like if somebody
That
the wrong
reminds me.
person hears this
Triple
shit, they're gonna be
fight.
so pissed off. For clarification, Bradford
Triple
J.
fight.
Baker has CP, so he's allowed to make these comments. By association and me being his friend, I am somehow sanctioned in this. I don't know. Doesn't matter.
I have an
If
announcement.
we've offended you, you know what?
I'm not sure if this is official news or not, but apparently there's a couple of people with, how did you say it? Special needs.
Special
that
needs.
had a debate or a discussion.
That was politically correct, right?
I know, that's why I
Yeah.
said it like that. Anyway, that apparently
I'm
on
sure
this
you
latest
fuck up.
road trip we took, there's going to be a new techno, I don't know, punk maybe, reggae, rock, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But it's going to be called Crippled Fight, or Cripple Fight, if you will. And that was announced on our Awesome Talk show, and speaking of technology,
Just
again,
committed to that idea.
the
aren't
cool
you?
thing is in this day and age, even though there's 4 hours apart or whatever, distance or whatever, yo, we can fucking do the trip,
Yeah.
via the internet, trading files.
How
you
do you
know,
think
that's
rap
the funnest
artists are
part,
on
you
each
know?
other's songs so easily?
Yeah, it's so nice to just be able to trade files with people.
Yep.
You don't. I mean, you send somebody the drums, they send you the bass, and you send the next person the guitars. They do the guitars, then the vocals. You know, it's so cool. I love it. I mean, that's another reason why I'm like, yeah, I'm 40, but I'm not bitching about it because, dude, I can make music with people all around the world, and that's what I do via the internet, and it's fun. I love doing that because I'm an audiophile, and let me make that clear. I said audiophile. I don't want anyone getting that
He
confused.
plays with
any other
music,
words.
not little kids.
Exactly.
My turn to lose my shit. Alright, I'm back. I'm good. I'm not gonna lie though, I'm got no shame in my game. It is that time of the podcast, coffee break.
Coffee. I love coffee.
But we will be back momentarily. Not that you can notice because this is just instantaneously spliced together. I don't really
Why
have
you
this
telling
shit.
them, man?
Pretty sure you
Oh
can
my
all
God,
tell that
I
though.
thought
Be
they
back.
wouldn't. Whenever you-
We are back for all those who had little faith that we would return. Why the fuck wouldn't we? That'd be the most abrupt way to just end a podcast. I was just like, we're gonna come back, and then nothing.
Ow.
And when like we put it out there, no explanation, just to be abstract and weird, because we're from the hipster generation. No, not really. I fucking detest that.
I
kind of
hope
behavior.
everyone knows that was sarcasm, because if they don't, I'm gonna slap their twatty faces.
I don't know. What do you want to talk about?
Slapping twatty faces.
Slapping twatty faces.
Sorry, you asked. Oh yeah.
Fair enough. But every time I die, just finished recording their new album. So fucking, god damn it, when are we gonna hear a single from that?
And like just a couple days after we found that out, just by chance of boredom and pure like curiosity, I decided to see if anyone had any posted videos on YouTube of the Every Time I Die show that Cody and Josh and I went to in Syracuse.
Yes.
And sure as shit, I looked up the fucking videos. I posted one on my Facebook page.
Video of me getting wrecked.
Oh my god, dude! This dude. All right, Cody had his shades on. He hands me his fucking shades, and he's just like, "Yo, bro, I'm going in." I looked at him and I was like, "You crazy fucking bastard! People are climbing on people on people."
Yeah, people
Not
were like
just people on people,
crowd
like
surfing,
four
like walking.
people on people.
It was nuts.
Yeah, crowd walking.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
It was nuts.
But like, oh my god! In the Lost Rise, and we've said it on your show before,
Yeah.
but Syracuse, New York, awesome venue, right next to a titty bar. Fuck yeah, kick ass.
Rock and roll show.
Rock and roll, titties. Where do you park the van? Right in between. It's awesome. I love it. I play there all the time. Fuck yeah.
You can't lose.
You can't lose at the Lost.
Can't lose.
Can't lose at the Lost.
You just can't think that the stripper loves you.
Hey, can I shout out? Oh. Can I shout out to strippers?
Whoever's getting the shout out, you should feel honored because me saying don't think that the stripper loves you.
Strippers worldwide. No, for real. Can I give a shout out to my boy Derek Cotis? I don't know if I pronounced it correctly or not. I gotta ask him one of these days. Sick Fudge Productions Incorporated.
Yeah, Derek's cool.
Yeah, Derek is cool.
Yeah, Derek's cool.
You're right. Captain Obvious is awesome too. Anyway, back to Derek Cotis and his corporation there, or whatever you want to call it. He's got his promotion company, and he's got Shadows Fall coming to the area soon. And I'm just going to leave it at that because there is information on both Cody's and I's websites and whatnot. And but apparently we're going to be like hosting the show, I guess.
I didn't want to say nothing if that's not confirmed.
Cool. I mean, I got the thumbs up from Derek, so I'm assuming it's a confirmed deal. But that's pretty rad for us to host the Shadows Fall show. You know, why not? With Ruination also playing, by the way, of course.
See, people... I'm living proof. If you just act like you know what you're doing, people tend to believe you.
That's right. I told him that. He believed me and it worked. And he told me the same thing. It worked for me too. That's why we're
buddies. Act like you know what you're doing.
Yin yang. Bullshit.
Walk in like you belong.
Booyah. Hello, bitch. Hashtag freak party, motherfuckers.
Listen, I'm like James Bond walking in all like, fuck yeah. And no, not really.
Do you know how much fun I had
so
in
not
Jersey?
suave. What?
Do you know how much fucking fun I had in Jersey, bro? I mean,
Yeah,
can I even take a minute just to tell you, like,
I know.
just a second to like tell you, like, it was so fucking cool. Just momentarily, like from the moment of getting in that fucking van and actually getting up out of the area for that day.
The drive was fun.
The drive was fun.
Joked
Cranking
and talked
tunes,
about a lot.
Tool, every time
We
I
honestly
died.
should have had something recording in the
Tools
van on the way
crank.
down because we had we talked. We basically did a
That's all you can
podcast
do when you're
in
driving,
the van on the way
smoke and
down.
talk,
Though, yeah.
you know? Fuck.
We did one of these bad, like.
Yeah, basically, we should have ran recording.
And we were like really letting it rip because nobody could hear us. You're in the van.
That may have been a reason why we didn't run.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That could probably get us in
you
fucking
really
trouble. I do
that-
tread lightly and
yeah.
leave some shit to anonymity.
Everyone's allowed some privacy. That's why we have our laws of privacy, because everyone's entitled to it.
There's no laws of privacy anymore.
I know, but that's why when you have a rent a vehicle and you're with your best friend, you can say whatever the fuck you want, because who's bugging?
We're on shit like Facebook where we just voluntarily give our like what we're doing.
Plus,
every
not to
moment of
mention,
the
I
day
am
up.
a little over honest on Facebook. Let's face it. So it ain't like I'm trying to lie to anybody's secrets. So I don't have a secret life.
It's true.
I'm just me.
Yeah.
What you see is what you get.
Fuck it.
Crazy Crip. I said it. You didn't.
Goddamn right. Trying to sue me.
I've tried to say that he can say cripple all he wants, but I understand. That would put somebody in an awkward position, and I understand why. I love the word because I can say it.
Yeah, I can make a comparison if I had the balls to make it right now. That's what's up.
Fuck it.
Be
Hey,
like,
speaking
so
of-
and so giving me
so-
permission
so
to say
the-
such and such.
Yeah, so to stay on
Yeah.
topic, aren't those ramps the son of a bitch that you had to unfold and unfold to get on the way to New Jersey?
Fucking lose a
Yeah,
finger in them
fucking cripples.
things.
They're a pain in the ass.
Oh, backseat driving while you're like
How's your back?
in a minivan
Yeah.
trying to NASCAR driving like
How'd your
heavy
back
city
feel
traffic.
for the next few days? Is your back all right? Did you
All
feel good? Fuck, dude.
Yeah.
hauling shit. Hey, I'm glad they had an elevator because it was upstairs. That kind of was a nice
I don't want to give
convenience.
away nothing about where they're located.
Right,
so I
yeah,
don't
we'll
wanna-
leave it at that then.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Because I wouldn't
I
want
respect
somebody
that.
to do that to us.
Yeah, I respect that. Yep.
Respect boundaries, motherfucker.
But that's the thing. I didn't want to just talk about the show. I want to talk about our trip in general. Like, the
Yeah.
music was cool.
Yeah.
We had a fun trip. We fucking bullshitted. We had a really good fucking time. We were greeted. We were treated so fucking nicely. And then we woke up early. We got the fuck up out of their hair as fast as we could because we were both just wanting to get on the road and basically get back home.
So, when the hangover drives, he was like, I just
oh
want
my
fuck
god,
power
I
through
gave this
bitch.
guy a fucking
I think I
horse
took it,
for
put
that.
it back about like 5-6 miles on the way back.
That's about what it took, for
just
you to do it.
Go on! And then you fucking
I've
get
never
back.
seen
And
a man muscle through a drive like he did.
I came
oh my
back.
God.
I fucking was just parked up fucking van.
We
It
were
was like, give me a
wrecked.
shower.
Oh, it was a rough.
And I
road.
drank coffee and was lazy. We didn't go to bed till like fucking 4 a.m.
If you say so.
It was. No, we stayed up late. I couldn't even believe it. But I
At
think
that
there comes a
point,
point
time was
when
just-
I think any
yeah.
time though that you kind of stay up and don't get a lot of sleep.
Yeah.
There comes a point where you just get into like that like fifth wind.
I just
you know?
knew where I was at one
Yeah.
point. I said, "Is that where I'm supposed to lay down?"
Well, I got hooked on that
Yeah,
show.
yeah.
I started watching the show
You
Ray
know,
Donovan,
just
which, by the way,
crash
is a
out.
very addicting show. It's on
Yeah.
Showtime. And I just
Yeah.
started watching that and, kind of went into zone out. Because of everything, it's almost been like overstimulus lately, so I just wanted to do something to unplug for a
Right.
while.
Yeah. Of course. Just kind of decompress.
It's been like, shit's been hectic. Just
Yeah.
doing stuff, not in a bad way. And totally like in
Yeah.
like, oh, shit's popping off way.
Yeah.
Oh, God, it's not terrible. I really should
You're
work on
excited.
phrasing.
Well, listen. I'm gonna make a confession. I'm gonna say it on my behalf, not his. I'm fucking so excited to do when it gets posted to YouTube because I think in my memory it was a really funny, great episode. I think
Yeah.
they had themselves a great show. Todd called in.
Yeah.
The gentleman that we met from their friend there, the
Yeah.
ambassador, their bad ambassador. It's hard to say, bad ambassador.
Yeah.
He's cool. Of course the Insider Rings guy. I mean, that's just impressive as all outer space could possibly be. So cool, just so cool.
No, we had fun. But, fuck. Totally
But
derailed
fuck.
now. Fucking derailed now. I don't
Well,
know. All right.
There's a lot of other things
All
to
right.
talk about.
All right,
I mean,
no,
fuck
I
it.
got this.
All right.
No, I don't. But what are you gonna do?
Hey, fuck.
Just glad to be on spring break from fucking college. I
This
needed
is
a
your
break.
pony. I'm just along for the ride.
So many fucking papers written lately and shit. Glad I got a week off from college.
I'm proud of you, kiddo. I'm proud of you sticking it through. That a boy.
Community college isn't that tough, people. It really isn't. That's the sad thing. It's like I could take it or leave it. And a lot of the statements and stuff I say, I realize could come across as maybe condescending, douchey, hipster kind of. It's not that. It's just when you get into something that's just, let's say it takes a quarter of my attention to get through it, and that's not to sound arrogant. It's just true, and I find myself falling into those habits, and in my way of dealing with it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, you have to verbalize to somebody,
Well, yeah, and I really can say I'm like my fourth semester. I've got a lot of looking back on it. I can say I did all this and what decisions I made, and you know what I mean. The fact of the matter is I took complete responsibility for my own education. I've met with an advisor about scheduling and what classes to take one time in 4 semesters. Everything else I did and looked up and matched up and did myself. I could fucking do that job, really, if they wanted me to.
And as we said
Pay
before,
me $10 an hour to schedule people.
I mean, and the cool thing was because a lot of our academic schedule was lined up the way it was in our smoke breaks and whatnot.
Yeah, I tried to do that shit
I
on
also
purpose.
saw you I saw you on the daily in that social attitude too, where in your your classroom demeanor and your social demeanor and the way you carried yourself and the way you were with people. And that's why when you began the slander thing, I'm like, all right, this thing's gonna work for this guy because I've seen it firsthand myself. This is how he engages humans. You know what I mean? For all lack of better terms, and that itself is not easy in this day and age because as we've discussed, the English language is so complex at this point with all the slang, all the nuances, all the tones, and now let's not even talk about body language. we get body language involved, a little bit of eye rolling, a little bit of eye twitch, a little bit of this, and then people start taking the wrong attitude. They may think you're being a dick, and it's like then everything becomes all like, damn, how do you fucking even act in society? And maybe yes, I do have social anxiety for those reasons because I can't read people well, or I you know.
I think I can read people.
I think I can read people. I don't think I like what I see.
I just have social anxiety because, you know, certain complexes and self-loathing aspects keep you humble, and just, you know, the narrative you choose to do. There's going to be like harsh spikes and adverse side effects to living a certain way, especially if you're not conditioned or used to acting in that said way. So it's going to have weird, like, it has to like bounce out that way because just of the mold or conditioning you're breaking. It's, you know what I mean, it's kind of like it's the painful part of it. It comes with the territory. There ain't no fucking free lunch or free ride in this world, we'll put it that way. You're gonna pay for every fucking decision you make. There's a consequence. So I'll give you that one, Dad. It's the only thing you ever taught me was anything. Every fucking action has a consequence.
That's a good one. I mean, really. I mean, that's one of maybe the 5 basics to teach your son, you know. The consequences to actions, that the perception one that we've already discussed. I think that one's an important one. Obviously, sexuality at some point is an important discussion. But I think, like, the one you just mentioned was definitely on the top, like, things to teach your offspring about and, like, really project, you know, a true narrative, not a false narrative from elementary school, not a false narrative from a church, not a false narrative from the neighborhood fucking psychic or whatever. No, I'm fucking true narrative for things as they actually are, as fact, you know, and under the perceived notions.
If I was going to teach my kid anything, it would just be that, yes, that every action has a consequence. And other thing I'd probably emphasize is that most people are just full of shit, so, you know, don't take shit too seriously.
Yeah.
Don't get caught up in
it. Yeah. See, I'll meet you halfway on that one because I think teaching a child that most people are full of shit, although it might be true, I think could be detrimental. Maybe. I'm not even. I don't want to go there. But what was the other one? Because that one's the one I wanted to debate. Is
how hard is it to put it like this? Let me put it. Can I put it in context?
Sure, absolutely.
We'll say it like this. If I were to say it to a kid, I would say, "Listen, man, most people are full of shit, and all you gotta do is just be cool and be nice, and you'll know when somebody's exaggerating or kind of full of themselves. You'll get a vibe for it. If you're looking for it, it's there.
I can follow that. You know what I mean?
Like, it's not a bad thing. It's just be cool, and if you realize somebody's full of shit." Right. Now you know in your mind every bit of information this person may spew at you from this moment forward. You're gonna run it through that little filter. Hey, this person's probably just saying some shit because they needed to look a certain way.
Yeah,
it wasn't a hard skill to develop.
No, I hear you, bro. Listen, aside from the, of course, I love you as he's jetting off to the park or whatever with his buddies. I try to, if you notice, you'll hear me say, be nice, be kind. Like, those are the two things. I love you and be kind. Like, because I think my kid's smart enough to understand that if you follow those two basic premises and, like you said, are real with your kids and don't bullshit them about the fact that, the world does have darkness.
I would talk about it as in, like, a matter of fact, it's no big deal way.
It's just the news.
Just shit happens. Is what shit is,
some
man.
Bad things. There's a lot of good things.
What I just said wasn't necessarily bad in any way, though. It's not like that was like some harsh, and as we've uncomfortable truth. It's just true.
The news chooses what to cover. Now let me get this point across, if you would. Like, you know, sadly, the news primarily promotes bad news. I mean, if you want to do quotes, air quotes, I'm doing air quotes.
Yeah.
All right, bad news.
Yeah.
But for all those bad stories, like, if you really did the research, someone somewhere saved someone's life. Someone somewhere won a gold medal with all odds against them. But the sad thing is, what's primarily being pushed is, this is Iraq, that's Iraq. Oh my God, holy shit, what are we gonna do? This is a financial meltdown. This is a new, people are fighting over that. Why don't we cover, maybe if we were exposing ourselves to more of the positive things that actually are happening around the world, we wouldn't be so apt to be so unkind to each other because we're all feared out, you know?
Can I take it one step further?
Sure, if I can try to follow. You're a pretty smart fucker. I mean, fart smucker. I mean, smart feller. I mean, fart smeller.
Listen, no. It comes down to what is the criteria of what we define as news. See, all those things Brad described, yes, they all happen. The negative and the positive. But they're all just events. But are they news? What is news' job?
What is news' job?
News' job is to cover the system that
keep
manipulates
people
and controls and
informed.
actually changes things in the world.
Okay.
Like, news' job is to cover the story
that's gonna
about
affect
the cogs of the wheels of the machine
Okay.
that operate all this shit, that
Right.
create all these events that you're talking about.
Okay.
So
Right,
news
reporting.
is so far removed from where it should be
Reporting. Back to its
focused
true definition
that you
of
get caught in a
reporting.
cross argument that's a non-existent
Yes.
argument to begin
True.
with, because it's a false flag
It becomes
argument
an
in a way,
emotional argument.
and you're arguing with each
Yeah.
other while they're fucking you over here.
Yep, exactly. You
So,
got them totally duped,
yes.
sidetracked.
Yes,
It's so sad. And then,
Yes.
like I've made reference before with the Fox News show, how
they hit
sad.
you with a double whammy to really
they
hook
got
you
the,
in.
They got the
That's-
skirts and everything going
they
for them. You
constructed the argument.
know? Yeah, the blondes and the.
They
brunettes
premeditated
and
that.
the
That's how we would respond to that
nice
argument.
Suits and ties
That's what
and
I.
the
That's what I'm
handsomely
talking.
shaved men and yeah, here
They-
we
no,
are
they
to
anticipated-
present you your life story narrative. It's like it's spoon feeding, like you said. It's an indoctrinating experience.
Yeah, that's okay. That's what I'm saying.
I know.
Is that they constructed it so because they
Yeah.
knew it would anticipate. That's what I'm talking about when
Yeah.
I imply
Yeah.
sociological thinking is
Right.
being used in practice against us as we speak.
Yes,
And that's
would
what I
agree with
mean.
you
And that's
completely.
what that is it? And so
Yeah.
when I start understanding the fundamental manipulations of society, you look through the major things of philosophy, sociology, psychiatry and psychology.
Yes.
All those things are
And you'll
cohesively been
realize-
co-opted
Yep.
into pseudo-narrative
Yep.
that perpetuates a system that's based on sociological and economic control.
Because they use the smarts to outsmart the masses to a degree, is what you're essentially saying.
If you
Yeah.
control the currency
Yeah.
and the flow of information for a long period of time, you are now well rooted and established. The internet has only been around for since what, 94? So
Yeah.
hundreds of years before that, the flow of information was purely
Yeah, I know.
whatever the fuck
Listen,
it was,
bro.
flawed as shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, listen.
So
Yeah.
what the fuck is actually in place?
If you're really willing to go there tonight on your podcast, I'll stick with you through it. Earlier today, we talked about New World Order. Now, I don't want to fucking spook the show or anybody who listens to it,
Get all Alex Jonesy on you.
but we really did have a nice New World Order discussion today, and it was a one
I
world
believe
order.
it's based
it was
in
a one world
economics.
order. It was based in economics, which is also based.
I said
in
it earlier in
power.
this podcast.
It,
I was like, when there's war now, it's when somebody fucks with the economic global agenda.
Mhm.
Oh, you're not going to use American currency in your oil trade.
Mhm.
You need some freedom. That was my joke. You know what I mean? Like, that's what's happened.
Right.
And, that's what happens is some crazy
Yeah.
little fucker does that.
Uh-huh.
Now, someone like North Korea, there's nothing really there, and it's a great story, and it's not really a threat, and they're probably way on top of it, and it's just a big fucking joke. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
I would not. And what's fucked about that is that we're letting people in North Korea, like the citizens of North Korea, are living in slavery and death and horrible conditions and starving to death. It's just horrible. You know what I mean? It's fucking awful.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel for those people. That's that's when my, you know what I mean? That's so for the sake of that fake charade story, all those people are sacrificed because they feed the machine. That is the social fucking conversation dynamic, which is the world news, global politics, economics, yada yada yada. It's all one big conglomerate fucking mind. Just oh, dude, you're just having their way with us.
I know.
Like-
I know, man.
like,
know.
like a
You're-
cheap
you-
whore,
I
man.
know.
Just
You're being such a downer tonight, and you're usually the one yelling at me a little bit for it. Like, all right, let's not go so dark, but
yeah.
But yeah, I did ask permission. I said,
Yeah.
do you want to have this conversation?
Oh, we'll go
And
there.
I guess,
No, it's not. It's not dark,
I guess
people.
that was a
Like I'm not
yes.
even really depressed while talking about it. I'm just
That was a
talking
yes.
like what I perceive as
Yeah.
honesty and objectivity and
Yeah.
of my analysis of the situation. And now I realize that my opinion is not completely objective because that's fucking impossible because everything is subjective. Yada yada yada. Relativity, whatever you want to fucking go down. Again, I'm willing to talk about anything and everything and go down the thing and cohesively connect it. It's not hard. It's actually quite fun to do. And it's almost playing in like your own Sherlock Holmes games. You know what I mean? Like, have you seen the new Guy Ritchie ones? Like how he's just smart like that. You know, most people aren't a fan of it, but I'm down with it. I like it. It's cool. It's fucking making intellect fashionable. I'm more about that than something that's fucking about sparkly vampires. Sorry.
Hey, everybody's got their
Call me a
little
fucking weirdo.
weird
Yeah, whatever.
shit, you know?
Okay.
Everybody's got their little weird habits. Fuck it, you know. But
And it's a
anyway,
guilty pleasure. I'm
it's,
not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I
I've
got
got
mine.
mine. You've got yours.
It's
Fuck
my
it.
dumb. But my dumb isn't really dumb. I don't know.
It's your dumb. That's what.
It's my
that's,
dumb.
That's what most of my philosophy of life papers were about.
Dumb.
But that's what you know. What you know? If I could give CCC some good publicity, do you know what they did for me?
What?
They turned me into an egotistical psychopath.
Made me have a little more faith in myself.
Yeah, I took some
I realized
psychiatry.
My
I took some
my
philosophy.
opposition
I
in
took some
maybe
history.
rivalries or
I took
jokes.
some English, and what got shat out of that came a pretty egotistical, psychopathic, narcissistic maniac. Thank you, Corning Community College. I will pay you when I get around to it.
For
Take it out
doing
of my
serious
cold,
damage to my
dead
faith in humanity
fucking
and what's
corpse.
coming next from the next generation.
Ahem.
We just need to crop dust areas with like I don't know, LSD or something. Just make everybody freak out. And then, you know, if you don't make it that day because you freak out because, you know, oh my God, I see dragons. You know, it's Darwinism, bitch.
But maybe,
You're done.
maybe.
Me and Brad will sit there and go, oh, we're fucking tripping.
Oh,
Sweet. Thanks,
yeah.
government. You find us something cool.
Yeah.
Now we're going to just go inside and enjoy this acid trip.
And the fuckers that can't handle it and blow their brains out, maybe it's a good thing they are
Maybe.
not.
I'm saying, of
Now-
course it would be terrible with all those people who
Well,
died.
yeah, sadly. But
maybe.
Because they were
Yeah, we are
bitches
ripping
and
off Louis
twats
C.K.,
and
we're aware of
assholes
that.
And, you know,
Oh,
cunts and all those other
trademark on
horrible
him.
words, dicks, you know, jerks, you know, all those bad words we like to call people. Maybe because they took so much acid, they blew their brains out. It was a good thing because now we don't have to deal with them anymore. And now it's good. Maybe. But that's
If all that
pretty
was left was
fucking-
seasoned drug user veterans left on Earth,
Pretty
life would be
raw
pretty
dog
fucking-
in it.
People, that life would be pretty fucking cool. If you can go down the deep, dark
Put it
rabbit hole,
away.
keep your fucking sanity. I want to talk to you. Why? I've been there, and we're few in number. I mean, a lot of people that supposedly get fucked up, but like, how deep can you go and keep the like inner monologue going, even though you may seem passed out laying somewhere? That monologue's still ticking, and you can hear everything in the fucking room. How many times you been that guy?
You know what I think would be funny, Cody, sometime?
What?
I think it'd be really funny sometime if whatever, you know, the loaded term is God, but higher powers, you know, whatever, things that are unknown to us, unbeknownst to us, gave the earth the shocker one day. And, you know, everybody knows what the shocker is, right?
Yeah, yeah.
2 in the twat, 1 in the butt, or something like that, you know? Yeah, anyway. If, you know, they were just one day like, alright, this is a really interesting situation we have going here on this planet 00394689AB squared 42. Let's see. Let's just finger bang it. Fuck it. And they just flick it across the universe like, you know, just put physics out of, you know, even just like, to our knowledge of physics, just put it out of whack. Just that much. Just a tick. Basically what I'm saying is an asteroid hitting the fucking Earth is essentially what it would be.
Be fucking cool to watch.
Which is why biblical. Oh, I guess my mother went and saw that Noah movie, or
Yeah.
my grandmother, if you will. I guess she went and saw that Noah movie, and
Russell Crowe, you
Oh,
son of a bitch for
I
making
guess
that fucking.
I'll just say
movie.
this: the only quote I heard back was, "Boy, God is spiteful," and I was like, "Damn, you said that."
What kind
I
of
didn't-
pisses me off is that Darren Aronofsky directed that. That's the guy that directed
Oh,
Requiem for a Dream and The Wrestler and some good fucking movies. And now he goes and makes Noah. So I gotta watch it, and maybe I can get what he was trying to do with it. Maybe I'll get it. But if it's not there, like, what the fuck, man? Way to sell out. I really hope there's some underlying big middle finger message behind that movie. Like, that's just like a big jab at it. Maybe he did make God, like, seem really spiteful and fucked up because he was highlighting how fucked up this story really is if you put it in context, and how that's not a divine being. I love how all these definitions of old God, and he has human qualities, but the definition of divine would mean he's benevolent above human qualities.
Yeah.
It's stupid. It contradicts itself too. But with that conversation's been had, Jesus Christ, how many fucking times by this point? Every atheist under the sun will tell you that shit.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't want to be that guy either.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I really avoid like doing that a lot anymore. You've noticed that about me, right? I don't want to go in there anymore.
Me too. Like the whole.
Even when I was in philosophy, I didn't really go for the jugular on the religious people.
I kind of just let it go. And I truly do. I would like to consider
I tried
myself.
to present an alternative that sounded better.
Not to sound, maybe I hope my actions speak like my words, but I try to really think of myself and act as a true tolerant person, like just like the sexual issue that people like to bring up and have. And I think it's a debate that's just dead as a fucking horse that's been dragged down the street by a fucking 4x4
and
Ford
that's
pickup
the thing
truck.
is like
But when people want to discuss things like sexuality and other topics like we were just saying there, it just comes to a point where you're just like, look, you got your shit, I got my shit, I think my shit, my inner space up here and my thing I call a brain is mine to think about what maybe
that's what I mean. I'm trying to almost like fast forward to the point where it's like all I'm saying is like we may be brash in our opinions right here, how we're speaking right now on this podcast, but when me and Brad are out in public or around religious people, we do maintain a dignity, and we're not gonna really fuck with them because it's just like it's not worth it. But if I'm in a philosophy class where I can open dialogue with the teacher and not direct it at anybody in particular and present a fucking viewpoint that may sound so logically like on the money that it may shake somebody in the room, but they can't really get mad at me. It's a weird dynamic, and presenting somebody an idea because you've now infiltrated in a way that is like gone around the whole like traditional barrier that they would throw up to deflect what you would say to them normally. If I was to talk to them outside of that class one-on-one and say the same thing, it might not have the same effect because they might just instantly be able to deny me and just put up a mental barrier and be like, nah, I can't fucking hear you. Whereas in that class, that's going to sit there and sink in with that hollow feeling like, oh, fuck. You know what I mean? And I saw that look a few times.
Yeah, no. Well, like, I think that's why, and maybe I'm off track. I hope I'm not, but that's why I think, like, a lot of times, like, you find that I'll take what you say and then basically just repeat it in, like, a dumbed down version. Like, that's a habit of mine. It might be annoying. I don't even fucking know. But the point is, I think, if I was on track with what you were just talking about, that's where that habit came from, because I came from a father who was very intellectual, very logical, that's the way he was wired.
I know I get jumpy sometimes.
I'm wired that way. So then when, like you say, when you fall into the narrative of, like, society, it does make you a little bit, as you said on that one podcast, squirrely.
Yeah.
You start to get a little squirrely and shit because everything, all your logic is put to test out there in society, all of it. And that, again, is me dumbing down basically what the fuck you just said. You've got to kind of dumb it down and
listen, I know like sometimes when I get ranty, I get
put on your poker face.
I get a little jumpy, and something like even like the philosophy teacher sometimes will be like, what the fuck did you say? And I'll be like, oh yeah, I should probably back that up. Because, I mean, sometimes I have to make assumptions in making a point. But that's the problem is, like, when you're going to present something, and it's so radically outside the narrative, like, you know how I kind of explained in the news argument and how it's like they conflicted this against each other, so we're not even near the right topic.
Right.
Like, that's same logic, like, kind of applies to a lot of our areas that we talk about that we consider important in this world.
Mm-hmm.
And So when you're in a class, you have to make a statement that's like really concise, to the point, matter of fact, relatable, not too wordy. I don't know. You can phrase shit in weird ways, and like I would drop F-bombs every now and then. But like it wasn't like I was angry. I'd just be like, "What?" You know. And then you left just going, "What the fuck?" And you ended up like that, and people in the class would go. I've heard people go, "Holy shit!"
Mm-hmm.
I've heard it. You know what I mean? And I've also heard people go, "He's right."
Yeah.
And like, and it's weird because it gets silent, and the teacher's just looking at me, and I go, "What the fuck did I just do?"
Look, man, I'm not gonna mince words at all. I rolled into college with 2 big ass brass balls.
Yeah.
Cody will tell you. I may have come to a point in my academia where I'm kind of slipping out on the fringes of the end of my academia ride, but I came in with some gigantic balls. I mean, once I realized that I was in an adult setting, that I was paying for this experience, that I'm a goddamn 30-year-old something man at the time.
Academia is a joke.
So what I'm getting at is,
no contest
so as
for
I
me.
sat there and I took a look around, it didn't take long for me to have, and fortunately for me, one of my first professors, I'll leave his name out of it, but the way he presented his class his first day, he swung the door open, he said his name, and he said, "Look, I'm not going to fuck with you kids. I'm not going to fucking coddle you. I'm not going to tell you a bunch of bullshit. This is a course to teach you about how to be a college student. That's my job. My other job is a beep kind of teacher. So, while I'm here, I'm going to lock the fucking door. I'm going to talk to you like you're fucking adults and give you that kind of respect." And then I went, holy shit, college is badass. And from that moment on, I went, hell yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, on that note, it has been an hour. The dogs are going crazy. We're going to call it a wrap. Look forward to stuff coming from us. We'll keep you posted on everything. Follow us on Twitter. As always, it's been a pleasure. Expand your mind. Don't let the mediocrity get to you.